When we understand how we've been socialized to see the mistreatment in one direction, we tend to overlook the mistreatment going in the way towards men. How does that play out even in our own relationships with women when they feel justified to snap? It's all throughout our movies where women have seen men that justifiably, you hit them, you do, you know what I mean? It results to that. Why is this such a problem? This is Cesar Walker, the cool, calm, collected one.
And I'm Ronnie Gatry, the emotional one.
And we are the Tipping Point Podcast, your source for the black male's perspective.
Tipping Point Podcast.
It feeds the stereotype of what men are supposed to be.
Which
in the eye of society. You need to be big, you need to be strong, you need to be invincible, you need to be bulletproof.
Okay.
You know, so like, even if a woman physically does something to you, you gotta take it and move on.
Or just disrespectful.
Or disrespect you. You gotta take it and move on. That's a woman. You don't mess with that. If you do, you don't even want to know what the consequences are.
Right.
Now, where that comes from, I have no clue. That was your question, right?
Just why is it a problem?
Oh. Well, I mean, gosh. Men got to be protected too, right?
Yeah.
Think about what we got to do. Think about what we're called to do outside of what society puts on us. Like we talked about before, whether women want to admit it or not, men are called to lead. Mm-hmm. Especially, we're talking in the context of an effective relationship.
Sure.
Even if that woman doesn't want to admit it, she is looking to that man. She's looking at that man to lead. If we're going to be effective as leaders, think about how that goes if we do have our own protections as well. What if it's not okay to disrespect us? What if there are consequences attached to that? What if it's not okay to hit us? Like, I mean, God, realistically, like, men and women shouldn't be physically engaging with each other at all, right?
Right.
But I'm brainstorming and I'm daydreaming to a degree and thinking like, if we got an ounce of that same respect, an ounce, Walker, what does that look like?
Improved relationships.
But what is it about us as men that makes such a healthy target for that? Is it because we're, and I'm speaking of societal terms here, is it because we're the ones most likely to cheat? Is it because we're the ones most likely to lose our cool? Is it because we're the ones who society says takes longer to mature? These things working against us?
I mean, yeah, those are fair questions. I just think we've been socialized to kind of look the other way when the disrespect is aimed towards men in these domestic relationships, in these relationships we're in. We see it easily and react when it's aimed in the direction of a woman, rightfully so. But I think another reason that people will tend to downplay this is because men are perceived, generally speaking, to be stronger, bigger, larger than women. So we should be able to handle it.
Which is incredibly nuanced.
Well, I just think that's not a justifiable reason.
But it's not true across the whole scope of man.
I've
seen some guys out here who have women that are bigger and stronger than them.
Sure.
I've seen it.
Sure. I agree. I've seen some women knock dudes out.
See, I'm feeding the problem because I'm laughing at that.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm part of the problem.
But when a man knocks a woman out, notice your attitude.
Where the smile go, Gat?
I'm not trying to get canceled.
Appropriate reaction then.
But that's that. I just think this is such an interesting topic. Y'all remember when the Ray Rice situation occurred?
Oh my gosh, horrifying.
You remember when Stephen A was talking about this on First Take ESPN, and he mentioned how there are instances where these situations could be instigated on the part of a woman. And do you remember what happened to him?
They tried to cancel him.
He got suspended. Y'all don't remember this?
It's coming back to me a little bit.
Like, this is not a popular topic. This is not easy to discuss in the mainstream when we talk about situations when we're calling out the unacceptable behavior in our women.
Yeah, it takes me back to that, who you said starred in This Christmas,
Chris Brown.
in his situation.
Like, it's so much more comfortable to talk about when the man is out of control, when he loses his cool, when he loses his composure. It's easy to talk about that, and we can talk about it comfortably. But when we start talking about the behavior of the other woman, you can hear a pin drop.
Yeah, I've seen situations where something goes down and someone just asks, like, what did she do? It doesn't matter what she did. He's not supposed to hit her.
Your mind's turning there, Gat.
Yes.
Why is it turning?
Because I'm ping ponging in my skull here, trying to think. Like, where did this start? Like, who's responsible for this?
For this, where we are now in our society.
And then I got echoes of James Brown saying this is a man's world. Is it?
Well, finish the song.
What's the rest of it?
Something about he
But
wouldn't be nothing without a woman.
But it wouldn't mean nothing without a woman.
Right.